170 Hindu squats. Boom, that's a whole workout. Simple, easy, with a question mark. So yeah, so what you're gonna see here for a second are my legs, right? These are my legs. And you guys have seen the work I've been doing. If you're new to the channel, whatever, go back through however many videos, whatever, you can see the work that I have been doing. And the work that I have been doing is mostly body weight movements for my legs, for my lower body. And that is what they look like. That is what my quads look like in the lower body department. And yeah, I've just mostly just been doing high repetition squats. So, whether that be 100 or more, 200, even 300 squats, Hindu squats, 30 down types of workout circuits, lunges, things like that. And you can see the definition and the size of my legs. Like my legs are pretty big. And that's just alone from doing body weight movements, and I've been keeping consistent with those body weight movements. If I wasn't consistent, then obviously I'd have chicken legs. So I think that's the main key thing here, is that you're going to build something as long as you're staying consistent with it. And the reason why I stay consistent with high rep body weight movements is because I enjoy those movements a lot more. Now before, I'd say within my first, I'd say year and a half of training, I did do a lot of like barbell squats. I wouldn't say first whole year. I'd say maybe a year to like 10 months. I did barbell training with the barbell and plates and whatnot, going to the gym, whatever, and then doing like deadlifts and squats. Squats being the main movement that I would use to build my quads. I'm not gonna lie and say that I didn't build my legs. Of course, that built my legs. Of course, that's going to build my legs, and it built my legs because I was consistent with it. And at the time, I really did enjoy these lower rep, heavier squats, stuff like that. Doing sets of like 8, doing sets of like 6 or 7, whatever, 3 sets. But at some point, I found myself not enjoying it, and I found myself enjoying doing these a lot more. Which at first I was kind of like, I guess you could say, scared that like, oh, are my legs gonna go away? Are my legs gonna shrink if I only do body weight? Like, but it's kind of a ridiculous thing to do, because, or to think, because your body doesn't know the resistance. Your body doesn't know that like, hey, there's weight here, so I should probably get bigger. Like, your muscles don't get bigger just because there's more weight. Like that's not how it works. Your muscles get bigger when you train with enough intensity to challenge the muscle in order for it to go through an adaptation. So, with that being said, with me doing hundreds and hundreds of reps of squats every day, every other day, things like that, my legs have no option but to grow. And I feel like they definitely have grown. I feel like they've definitely have like swole up and filled up a lot more. I don't think most of my leg size and mass has come from me doing barbell movements. I think most of it has come from bodyweight movements or bodyweight variations. Since I know I do those a lot more consistently, because I literally do them every day to every other day, right? Like literally. So again, that's enough intensity for that's more than enough probably intensity for your legs to grow, because they have no choice but to. They're receiving stimulus on such a frequent basis that they have to grow into it, and they have to adapt. And one thing is too, like, bodyweight squats are very low recovery. You're not as beat up as you are from barbell squats, because there's things like your lower back, maybe your shoulders from having to place the bar on top, maybe even your traps. It really depends on your form, things like that. But with a bodyweight squat, it's like, I can do 150, 170. I might be like a little sore the next day, but by the day after that, it's like all gone. But it's like when I do barbell squats 2 times out of the week, 3 times out of the week, I'm like sore. Like most of the time, it's like, dang, I feel like I can't even walk. This way, with bodyweight squats, you're kind of getting more and more used to doing a movement, like it's an everyday thing, almost like it's walking, or almost like it's getting up out of a chair. So that way you don't get sore from that. Because just think of the amount of times you probably get up from a chair. Like, you probably get up from a chair maybe at least 50 something times or whatever. But imagine you get sore from that. That wouldn't make any sense. So if I'm practicing a movement like this every day, or close to every other day, I would say, then it's going to become just a regular movement pattern for me, and I won't have any reason to, like, usually I won't have any reason to be sore, especially if my recovery outside of working out is also on a good enough point. So another thing to say is, like, don't let the idea of, like, body weight isn't challenging. Don't let that idea come and, creep in, because it definitely is, especially if you're willing to take the time to, like, just do hundreds of reps, like how I am right now. Like, this is 170 reps. This video is 12 minutes long. That's literally how long it took me to do these amount of reps, with the tempo and everything, and the speed of the reps and everything that I was going for throughout this entire set, this one set. So it's like, and then again, that's the whole workout. That is the entire workout. I didn't do any, like, other quad movements. I didn't do any hip hinges or whatever. But again, even if I did, I would still be pretty good on time, because I spent 12 minutes doing squats, and then I could have spent like another 20 minutes doing like 3 sets of back extensions, calf raises, leg raises. Boom, that would have been a full thing. That would have taken me like 30 minutes. So it's like, again, some people think, that this is like slower, that this is slow or whatever, that, like, oh, doing hundreds of reps is slow, that takes up so much time. Dude, it's 12 minutes. This is the real time. I don't have anything sped up here. This is real time. It took me 12 minutes to do this, and in 12 minutes I got enough intensity for it to be hard for me to walk up the stairs after this. So it just really depends on how you apply the movement and what it is that you're doing. Like, okay, let's say I replace this with sissy squats. 3 sets of sissy squats. Let's say roughly takes me 1 minute to do one set of, like, let's say 10 to 12 sissy squats. And that's 1 minute. In between, I might be supersetting, or I might just be resting. So let's say I'm resting 2 minutes in between. So that's 3 minutes each set, and then 2 minutes that I'm resting. That would be like 5 minutes of sissy squats, right? And then let's say I'm supersetting instead. So now I'm doing hip extensions or whatever other movement, right? So now that's like that. Now it's like maybe 15 minutes now, or 10 minutes now. And in that time, I would have literally done 170 or 100, maybe not even 170, 150, 120, 130, 100 squats. So I've done less and I've gotten more. Like just one of my last leg videos, I did 150. I did 150 squats, and that was just as effective as this. A video before that, I did 200. So again, it's just like, you have to be able to be willing to commit to it. Like, okay, maybe you don't enjoy doing high reps of bodyweight squats. That's fine. Then make sure you find a way to be able to consistently work in order for you to build your leg muscles, because your leg muscles are very, 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 very important, just for longevity, injury avoidance, stuff like that. Our power, a lot of our power comes from our legs. So if you're not training them, then you should probably get to train them, pal. You probably have skinny, tiny legs, bro. Another thing is, like I said, consistency, or finding something that you're gonna stay consistent to. So far, it seems like I'm gonna stay consistent with doing these high rep bodyweight squats, high rep bodyweight movements. So what's gonna happen is that I'm gonna get most of my leg size and my gains in my lower body from these high rep movements, or from just these bodyweight movements, because I'm staying consistent to it. That's one thing too. Like, when we go on Instagram, whatever social media, and we see that, like, oh, this cool looking exercise, this built this guy's biceps. Yeah, it built his biceps. Why? Because he stuck to that. He stuck to that movement. It's not like he did that movement and all of a sudden his biceps blew up a quarter inch or whatever because that movement is just so different from what, no, right? Most people who have like really good physiques today, they they they've stuck to the same handful of exercises for years and years and years. They've stuck just to the same couple of things because that's what got them growth. That's what got them consistency, and they enjoy those movements. A lot of early bodybuilders have done just very simple things and have gotten tremendous physiques. And I guess mentioning bodybuilding, right? Now my legs, it's not like they're bodybuilding level legs. Maybe you aspire to have like huge Tom Platz legs or whoever, but it's like then you might need to train with a barbell. You might need to train with weight. I'm not saying that you can't get big legs or well sized athletic legs from your body weight. You definitely can because you can see my legs here. I'm probably going to show them again in a bit. Yeah, right there. Like you can see my legs there. But if you want to have huge bodybuilder legs, then go, probably get a weight. Go probably get weight. Go make sure you eat a lot too as well. But at the same time, again, you still have to be able to train with intensity. You still have to be able to train consistently. You still have to make sure you're enjoying what it is that you're doing. I train my lower body with the intention of, I guess you could say like sculpting them. I wouldn't mind if my legs got bigger, which I feel like they have anyways. But just being able just to do just high rep stuff, like I don't care about like the whole muscular gain thing. I mean, I like to have more muscles or whatever, but it's like I just enjoy this more than I do building muscle. I enjoy doing these high reps more than like trying to get big or whatever.